Fans, welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is the Season 1 finale of Barrie Wrestling's Rush Hour. I am Mike Jeffries, the host of Rush Hour, the play-by-play voice for Barrie Wrestling. And yes, we will be taking a break over the summer, but we'll be back in September with even more incredible Barrie Wrestling action. And stay tuned to our YouTube channel over the summer. We will have some content for you. We're not going to leave you high and dry for 2 months. Don't worry about that. But as for this episode, fans, we have a super-sized, jam-packed 4-match episode for you, including 3 title matches. Our main event is the battle between good and... it's not even evil, it's good and awful. Pretty Ricky Willdy challenging Klay Wilson for the Barrie Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. We also have the Royal Family's Anthony Musso and Grizzly Mack defending the titles against Nathan Newton and Boris Crobos. And if the Royal Family wins, they will set a new Barrie Wrestling record as the longest reigning 400 North Tag Team Champions. And we are kicking the show off with a 3 Pistols title defense as Van Landon defends his title against the returning Reverso, a former Barrie Wrestling Heavyweight Champion that we have not seen for more than a year. Van Landon, Reverso for the 3 Pistols Championship. That's how we're kicking this off. Thank you so much for joining us for Season 1. I'll be back later with some updates on live Barrie Wrestling, but for now, enjoy this. This is Barrie Wrestling's Rush Hour. That is not all. We have a Barrie Wrestling Heavyweight Championship match, we have a tag title match, and we are starting off Diamond Jim with a Barrie Wrestling 3 Pistols Championship matchup.
So pumped for this entire show, Mike Jeffries. So pumped for this match.
TCO, take it away.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, and it's for your Barrie Wrestling 3 Pistols Championship. Introducing first is the challenger, hailing from Windsor, Ontario, weighing in at 175 pounds. This is Reverso.
Diamond Jim, we have not seen Reverso since his incredible cage match with Gabriel Fuerza about 1.5 years ago. But when Fuerza made his debut in Barrie Wrestling, he did so by winning the Barrie Wrestling Championship. So now he comes back and he's challenging for the 3 Pistols Championship.
Yes, as you said, Reverso faced Gabriel Fuerza in a surprise title match and walked out as a champion.
His opponent,
Diamond Jim, what do you have to say about this matchup?
Well, Van Landon and senior official Brad Myers better have eyes in the back of their head, because as talented as Reverso is, he is even more ruthless. He will do anything he can to walk away with gold. We saw it in his Barrie Wrestling debut, winning the title, but he won it through nefarious means. And if Van Landon is not prepared for that, he's going to be facing the lights.
Reverso knocking out Gabriel Fuerza with the title belt and then winning the championship in his Barrie Wrestling debut. And Diamond Jim, we also saw him torture Alexia Nicole in a matchup. We saw him pull out a sword in our locker room, and then him and Fuerza went to war. Fans, if you have not seen that cage match, it's on Rush Hour, Barrie Wrestling's Rush Hour. It's also on IWTV. One of the best matches we have ever had. And Diamond Jim, Van Landon, he's wrestled a lot of people here. He had a rivalry with Holden Albright, who is also unhinged. But Albright is unhinged in a different way from Reverso. Albright wants to assault you. Reverso wants to torture you.
Yeah, Albright is, as you said, unhinged. He's a man that knows no limits. He's always out of control. But Reverso, he's always in control. His sadism is measured. His sadism is scarily calm.
Well, Van Landon is fired up, and Jim, to that point, Van Landon needs to stay calm in this matchup. Van Landon, in life and in the ring, he runs hot and cold. He's very emotional. He gets the crowd behind him. He's got to keep everything in check because Reverso, incredible cardio, and as you mentioned, sadistic and always in control.
Other key thing with Reverso is he can beat you on the mat, he can beat you in the air. I mean, you talk about that iconic cage match. Some of the things Reverso did defied gravity.
Absolutely, and Reverso also a submission specialist, something that Van Landon, Jim, doesn't have a ton of experience with. So that might be a factor as well if Reverso can take this to the mat, because I don't know who has the speed advantage. Right now in the ring, it's Van Landon with a great takedown on Reverso.
Yeah, when we talk about iconic moments in Barrie Wrestling history, how about Van Landon coming off the top of a ladder onto the aforementioned Holden Albright?
And look at this hammerlock from Reverso, using his shin and knee to just crunch down on the arm of Van Landon. Working over the left shoulder of Van Landon right now is Reverso.
Well, it's exactly what you talked about, Mike. He is a submission specialist, and setting up those submissions is all about making your opponent vulnerable, exposing those joints that you can clamp in on later.
Shoulder block from Van Landon. Jim, if you remember his matchup with Alexia Nicole, he worked over her shoulder the entire matchup. Great. Oh, hip toss right into a cross arm bar. Van Landon able to lock the fingers, otherwise this match would have been over, and so would his title reign. Pinning predicament, Reverso gets the shoulder up. He technically lost to Alexia Nicole because he would not release the submission hold after the match. He wants to torture people. Incredible counter by Reverso. Van Landon now with the cover. Reverso with the cover. 2 counts going back and forth. Now Van Landon stacks up Reverso. Another counter. Jim, I'm getting a workout. Referee Brad Myers getting a workout. Running European uppercut from Van Landon cuts off Reverso's momentum. European tour from Van Landon. Jim, the Three Pistols champ, is fired up. The rough Landon. Only a 2 count.
You talked about the Alexia Nicole match, which was one of the most sadistic performances we've ever seen in this wrestling ring. But he doesn't just want to torture people, Mike. He wants gold. He took Fuerza's gold in his debut, and he desperately wants to take Van Landon's gold in his return.
Well, he might take Van Landon's career right now. Did you see that double stomp to the shoulder? Now wrenching with a wrist and shoulder lock. Trying to hyperextend, maybe dislocate the left shoulder of Van Landon. Oh, what a knee strike! And then a stomp to the elbow. And a crossface. Crossface, middle of the ring. Van Landon nowhere near the ropes, Jim.
We could see history repeat itself right here.
Oh, Van Landon able to grab his left hand with his right hand. Oh! The Border City stretch. Reverso trained by Alex Shelley, one half of the Motor City Machine Guns. Alex Shelley taught him the Border City stretch, but Van Landon able to power out of it. Jim, that's 5 different submission moves we've seen from Reverso, all targeting the shoulder.
Pinpoint precision. He knows exactly how to hurt people, and he will not waver from his plan to do so.
And right there, Jim, Van Landon went for the Irish whip. Couldn't knock us the shoulder. Into another cross arm breaker. Shades of Rio Chonin right there, going back to MMA for Reverso.
Van has got to get to the ropes, and then if he's smart, he'll get out of the ring and try to catch his breath a bit.
A label lock! Bryan Danielson's label lock! Reverso, middle of the ring again. We're now up to 7 different submission holds, all targeting the shoulder.
8.
Reverso is like the thesaurus of submissions. Look at the movement in the ring. Now a hammerlock. He's got Van Landon, though, trying to fight out of it. All of Reverso's weight right now torquing on Van Landon's shoulder. Jim, Van is fading. Van Landon's Three Pistols reign is in all kinds of trouble right now. But look at the power of Van Landon, powering all the way out. But Reverso over the top, still has a grip on the shoulder. And again, hip toss into another arm breaker, Jim.
This is absolutely unreal. We haven't seen Van Landon be able to even get in a strike. It's just move after move, pain upon pain. Thankfully, the champ gets the ropes.
I don't know if we've ever seen a wrestler so specifically target a body part as what we're seeing from Reverso here. But the Barrie Wrestling crowd They're certainly one-sided in this one, Jim. The high-octane hometown hero, the barn burner, Van Landon, our most popular wrestler of 2023 and sure to be a nominee for 2024. Fans, if you're looking for our award show, look for it on our YouTube channel at some point in January. Please follow us on social media. The nominees will be announced shortly after today's show. We'd love to hear your opinion. But in the ring right now, Van Landon's got much bigger things. Reverso all the way up top. Unbelievable takedown. Cross arm breaker from the top.
At this point, I just want Van to tap because you weren't kidding when you said his career could be at risk here, not just his title reign.
Van Landon's left shoulder is being tortured. Jim, I have another UFC reference for you. There was a fighter, Dan Hardy, who fought George St. Pierre. St. Pierre had him in arm bars multiple times. Hardy never tapped. Hardy's career was ruined. He had joint damage. He could not really fight anymore. Lost his next couple of fights and retired. Van Landon's got to be careful that history does not repeat itself. Why is Reverso coming? Reverso, look. Oh,
not again.
History, speaking of history repeating itself, Reverso's got the title belt. And Diamond Jim looking to stop another travesty from happening, giving Van Landon a fair fighting chance. And Van Landon, head of steam, tope through the ropes. Van Landon went for broke. He might have hurt his shoulder. Jim, I haven't seen you move that fast in 25 years.
You haven't seen me go into the beer fridge.
It's fair. Motivation. Van Landon, the lariat with the good arm, nursing that left shoulder, and then a back elbow.
If he's going to win that title, he's got to do it the clean way because he's not going to get away with what he pulled last time.
Again, the shoulder giving out. Van Landon, one-handed scoop slam, planting Reverso. Van Landon, as resilient as they come, digging deep into the well, running boot in the corner. Reverso seeing stars. Van falls into a pin. Reverso just gets the left shoulder up, but Jim, Van Landon cannot properly cover Reverso because he's only got one arm.
Yeah, he's got... I don't even know what the strategy could be for Van Landon at this point. He is in a world of hurt. He can't use his speed and his leverage like he normally does. But I hate to say it, but maybe he just bail and take a count-out win and keep the title.
He would not ever do that, but that might be the smart decision, Jim. Leaping in Zaguri in the corner, Van Landon on Dream Street, sitting on the top rope. Reverso went to the well one too many times. Van with the counter, diving crossbody off the second rope. Van Landon got all of it into a cover. Reverso kicks out. This match continues. And Jim, I think you've suffered shoulder injuries as well. I know I have. It doesn't just affect your arm. It shoots through your entire body, especially if there's a subluxation or a dislocation. That just, you can't think about anything. Reverso's got his sword. And a tug of war with a one-armed man. Van Landon just got his shoulder and elbow whacked against the ring post. Distracted trying to get that sword away from Reverso.
Oh, no.
This is what he locked Alexia Nicole in, Jim. This modified cloverleaf. Van Landon taps Reverso. Reverso is the Three Pistols champion.
Here's your winner and new Barrie Wrestling Three Pistols champion, Reverso.
Jim, what just happened?
Just like the first time Reverso showed up, he dismantled a Barrie Wrestling reigning champion, and history has repeated itself, and I just hope Van Landon is okay.
We are coming up now with a tag team championship matchup. The Royal Family, represented by Anthony Musso and Grizzly Mack, defending the tag titles in an open challenge. They don't know who their opponents are going to be, Jim. It could be Dasher and Dancer.
It could be, but whoever it is, they will either...
Introducing first, they are representing the Royal Family at a combined weight of 560 pounds. They are your Barrie
As I was about to say, Mike Jeffries, this could be an historic match because whoever their opponents are will either prevent or allow the royal family from becoming the longest reigning Florida North Tag Team Champions in Barrie Wrestling history.
Which is incredible because when they won the titles, that ended the previous longest reign. When they defeated Triple Dragon 1 year ago, almost
And look
to
at
the
this.
day.
We've got a whole dark horse section here in Barrie Wrestling.
Although today he's more like the green horse. So who are their opponents going to be? It is Dasher and Dancer.
Is it Burl Ives?
It's my boys! Boris, Crobos, and Nathan Newton.
Nathan Newton and Boris Crobos.
Boris Crobos and his identical cousin, Nathan Newton.
Boris is my boy, but he's not my son, Jim.
Well, I'm just glad that the library closes at 5 o'clock on Saturdays. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had any challengers for the titles.
There are so many Barrie Library jokes I want to make that I'm just going to slide right on past
You're from Aurelia, man.
We're not
Your
literate.
library's got 3 books.
it. We're not literate either.
2 of them don't have any words. And the third one's wrapped up in paper and the kids can't get at it.
Barry's books gets used a lot, you know. You got to do bumps off something. We're a family show. All right, so Boris Crobos and Nathan Newton challenging for the Florida North Tag Team titles. The Royal Family looking to set a new record for the longest tag title reign in Barrie Wrestling history. This is walking in a Weapon Wonderland. We've already seen one new champ tonight with Reverso winning the Three Pistols Championship. We've still got a heavyweight title match, Klay Wilson against Pretty Ricky in the ultimate battle of good versus evil, and Josh Alexander's final Canadian indie match.
Crowd a little confused. They're chanting, "Let's go, Boris," but I believe that's Nate in the ring.
No, Boris has suspenders.
No, you told me Boris was wearing the sweater vest.
Maybe he was earlier, but he's not now.
How do you know?
Musso and Boris having a little bit of a dance-off. Musso this past week going #1 in both Romania and Papua New Guinea with his latest Christmas album. They don't even celebrate Christmas in Papua New Guinea, I think. That's how good he is. If you have any fans in Papua New Guinea, first off, thank you. Second, please correct me if I'm wrong. Boris standing up to that shoulder block from Musso. Musso using his roughly 150-pound weight advantage to his advantage. Musso off the ropes. Boris with a leapfrog. Musso hits the brakes. Rear waistlock, but Crobos holds on to the ropes. Then a leaping attack from Boris, but Musso caught him and rams him into the turnbuckle.
Oh, and here comes the big man.
Grizzly Mack, who I believe weighs in at 4 Borises.
And an 8.
Side slam, neckbreaker combination from the Royal Family, but only a 2 count for Grizzly. Grizzly Mack, who moonlights as the Abominable Snowman.
Some great tandem tag team action going on here.
Oh! The suspender snap from Musso. That's just evil. Musso shoots Boris in. Boris ducks the clothesline.
Nate.
Nate with the roll-up. There was a blind tag. I don't think the camera
Boris.
picked it up. That's Nate in the ring.
He's got suspenders on, man.
Oh, inside cradle. That's how we beat Klay Wilson. Anthony Musso, who led to Klay Wilson getting fired, beating him in the semifinals of the Fall Tournament with that roll-up, and now an awkward pinning predicament here. But Musso getting coached by Grizzly Mack on how to put on a Boston Crab. Newton fighting it off. Powerful legs of Nathan Newton. Able to counter.
You told me the guy in the suspenders was Boris. That man clearly has black suspenders on. Why are you playing this game, Mike Jeffries? What is your motive here?
Boris is the one who looks like my son.
They're identical.
Double Irish whip from Crobos and Newton. Double back elbow takes out Musso. Double elbow. Watch the throat. 2 count for Boris. Boris, if you ruin that man's singing voice, I'm canceling Christmas.
Man.
Crobos working over Musso. Gonna Irish whip Musso into the corner. Countered. Crobos floats over the top. Crobos head of steam off the ropes. Codebreaker, twisting codebreaker from Boris Crobos. And then taunting Grizzly Mack, which might be the dumbest thing he could possibly do. Oh, Jim. Jim?
Oh, no.
Do you know what time it is?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, man.
The straps are coming down.
Oh.
Do you know why? Because it's Crow time. Merry Christmas. Merry Crowmas.
Seriously?
Yes. Musso, that's got to be it. He just got crowed. Musso somehow able to kick out. Grizzly Mack trying to encourage his tag team partner. Good tag team offense here from the identical twins. Crobos is psyched up now. Newton looking to suplex the big Musso, the powerhouse Nathan Newton, snapping him over. Musso again holding on. Jim, they want that title reign. They want to obviously keep the titles, but breaking the record would be a huge deal for the Royal family.
Absolutely, and the fans would love it. I don't know if there's been any team embraced so quickly as Musso and Grizz. Listen to this crowd.
What about you and Santa?
Other than Santa and I.
All right. Club to the back from Nathan Newton.
Barrie does love its jolly fat men, though.
Musso off the second ropes, over the top. German suplex. Innovative offense from the wedding singer. Grizzly Mack now into the ring, taking out both Newton and Crobos. Crobos tried to get to higher ground, and Grizzly Mack said no, and just a clubbing clothesline. And the speed of the giant Grizzly Mack. Newton and Crobos in trouble. The Abominable Snowman just caused an avalanche. Hip toss from Grizzly Mack. Now Crobos up on top of the mountain. The Bigfoot crushing Nathan Newton. Crobos has got Grizzly sized up. That was a terrible decision. Trying to crossbody him. What does Grizzly Mack have in mind here? Death Valley driver, Crobos onto Newton. Double pin for Grizzly. Crobos just able to kick out, Newton. Oh, both of them.
Yeah, you talk about your weird Crow, Jeffries, Newton family tree. Grizzly Mack is like the Abominable Snowman, and Yukon Cornelius had a baby. He's incredible.
Speaking of cartoon characters, you got that sentence well there, Porky Pig.
Yeah.
Double Irish whip. Spine buster from Nathan Newton on Grizzly Mack. Crow is off the top. Frog splash. Grizzly Mack kicks out. Crobos looking like the elf who wanted to be a dentist. Just deeply disappointed.
Enough about your wedding night.
Grizzly Mack, just one hand goozling Crobos. Choke slam. Here comes Musso.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. We know he can sing. We know he's a star. And now he's got one on his head. Musso sizing Newton up. Gore! 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 Star! 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 And a 3 count. Ebony, that's all, folks. We have new longest reigning 400 North Tag Team Champions. Jim, Shiloh is happy too.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Christmas miracles all around!
It's like the end of the Grinch.
Shiloh's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the royal family is officially the longest reigning tag champions in Barrie Wrestling history. Musso, Grace, everybody knows that we would not have reached this milestone as a royal family without the two of you carrying these titles on your backs. So thank you for that. It's an absolute pleasure being a part of the royal family with both of you, and we can't wait to see you in 20-25 minutes.
Shiloh, that's all very kind, but I think you're forgetting another thing that is just as, if not even more important. You are the longest reigning Barrie Women's Champion in history.
Some still mixed reactions from the Barrie Wrestling crowd. Shiloh's going to have to do some work to win them over.
I do understand that there are some people here who might have mixed feelings about me, and I can understand that. But I will say that what the two of you have done for the royal family has inspired me. And I haven't been the Barrie Wrestling Women's Champion that Barrie Wrestling, but more importantly, the royal family deserves. So with that said, I'm going on record with my New Year's resolution, and that is to make the Barrie Wrestling Women's Championship the most sought-after women's title in Canada. January 25th, I'm issuing an open challenge to any woman in this province, in this country, in this entire world that wants to challenge me for this belt, to step in this ring, and we'll see what I can do.
An open challenge from Shiloh.
And now, I don't know for sure if I'm going to be on Santa's naughty or nice list this year, but we'll see. But I do have one thing on my Christmas list, and that is to witness my good friend, Pretty Ricky Willdy, prove to everybody in this room what they already know, and that's that Klay Wilson sucks.
That is a good way to win over people. Yeah. Should we ask Kyle if Shiloh's naughty or nice?
No.
Did you guys say that Klay Wilson sucks? Look, I think we all know that Klay Wilson sucks. But I also just want to say how proud I am to you, Shiloh, turning over this new league. And to you guys, all three of you, give them a round of applause one more time.
The power of Anthony Musso.
I'm like a proud father right now.
Kyle, you're younger than everybody else in the ring.
Okay.
Where is that music coming from?
It's the second time. It's El
Fuerza.
Diablo.
What are you doing out here?
So last month, Barrie Wrestling celebrated 10 years as a pro wrestling company. Unfortunately, I couldn't be here, but if you'll allow me, I have some thoughts. For 10 years, guys like Von Vertigo and I built this company up from scratch. And almost every month for this year, I've watched idiots like you come in here and bastardize it. What the hell are you even celebrating, huh? You like playing pretend as wrestlers, huh? You think because you come here once a month you're wrestlers? Don't let these people fool you either. They don't know what wrestling is. I'm a professional wrestler, okay? You're nothing but a clown. I'm a pro wrestler. I know what pro wrestling is. You know why I go to the UK, huh? Because people pay me to go to the UK, huh? I pin Josh Josh Alexander. Have you? I've beaten Shelton Benjamin. I've wrestled Mustafa Ali. Have you? No, you're nothing but a joke. All of you.
I can joke around because I'm here to have fun. I assume you want to have fun too. All of us here, we all want to have fun. So who's the joke? Us? Us? Or you? Maybe you need to be a little bit more positive. It's the Christmas season.
You want me to be more positive, huh? You want positivity, huh? While the world burns around us, huh? Women are losing their reproductive rights hours away from here. Children are being murdered in the Middle East. And you want me to be positive? You be positive. If you can... I am done being positive. I'm out the apple. I deal in negativity. I don't know why I ever tried to be positive for these freaking fans. I am done watching you take this company away from me. I am taking it back piece by piece. You took this from me, and I want it back in blood.
Why don't you put your money where your mouth is, and I'll put my crown on the line? You want to be upset about this? I'll give you something to be upset about. Later tonight, you and I, right here, in this ring for that.
The last king of Barrie taking on
and as much
the
as I love
king
you
of
guys,
Barrie.
I don't need you out there tonight. I want to do it myself. Then we can all be positive again, maybe.
Yeah, you'll defend that ground. Or die trying.
Fans, this match was made earlier tonight. Kyle Boone against Gabriel Fuerza for the kingdom of Barrie Wrestling.
Making his way to the ring. He's weighing in at 185 pounds. Hailing from Antizapán, Mexico. He is Mr. Everything in Barrie Wrestling. They call him El Diablo. Gabriel Fuerza.
We're still kind of reeling from what Gabriel Fuerza had to say earlier this evening. He had harsh words for the royal family, but also for everybody in Barrie Wrestling.
Gabriel Fuerza, who he was in the first ever match here in Barrie Wrestling. He is, but arguably...
I got to cut you off. Listen, it's almost silent in here. Gabriel Fuerza is one of the most popular wrestlers in Barrie Wrestling history, the Mr. Everything. And it's silent.
It's a stunned silence. The people don't know how to react to Fuerza. And Jim, neither do I.
He's weighing in at 195 pounds. Hailing from Barrie, Ontario. Representing the royal family. It's the Waymaker, Kyle Boone.
Hopefully not a sign of things to come. Boone dropping the crown during his entrance. And not only is it Kyle Boone against Gabriel Fuerza, but the biggest royal family fan in the audience, Cooper, 10 years old today.
Happy birthday, Coop.
And Jim, you know Kyle wants to give him a birthday gift here with a victory.
Hold on. Fuerza just calmly looking at Kyle Boone like his prey or something.
A quiet Fuerza is scarier than most people yelling at you. There is nobody more methodical, nobody more measured than Gabriel Fuerza.
Kyle Boone has been on a hot streak of late, had an incredible victory over Casey Navarro, but Man, Cooper, he may want another Kyle Boone victory for his birthday, but Gabriel Fuerza doesn't come to lose.
If Fuerza beats Kyle, is Shiloh still queen? Fuerza starting off with a cheap shot and then boots the midsection. Gabriel Fuerza like he was shot out of a cannon. Taking it to the wave maker. Clubbing knife edge chop. Boone trying to create some distance, but El Diablo just hunting him down.
And you know, Fuerza's words were so eerily reminiscent of Von Vertigo's just about a year ago when he formed Vision.
Von Vertigo, who is thankfully not here this evening. And I really hope Fuerza's not going down the same path as that turnip juice drinking Shelby villain douche canoe Von Vertigo. But back to the match in the ring. Boone sliding baseball drop kick. Sorry, baseball slide drop kick, I guess is what I was trying to say.
You're still fired up by hearing the name Von Vertigo.
It just gets my goat, Jim.
But the thing is, Vertigo then and Fuerza today had that same mess. They don't like what's happened to Barrie Wrestling. They were the first two men ever to step into a Barrie Wrestling ring. They've seen the highs and lows, and Gabriel Fuerza made it very clear that he thinks right now the royal family is the lowest of the lows.
Well, Kyle Boone, I mean, I won't lie. If you asked me a couple months ago if I'd agree with Fuerza, I might have said yes, except for Musso. Musso's always been a sweetheart.
I love Musso.
Man sings like an angel. But Kyle Boone has really turned over a new leaf the past couple months, which is the power of Anthony Musso. The man's singing voice changes lives.
Yep. My mother, a lifelong Elvis fan, now has a picture of Musso up over her fireplace.
That's not just because of his singing, Jim.
Anyway.
Fuerza and Boone in the ring, or on the apron right now. Boone blocks a pair of right hands, counters, boot to the midsection, right hand from Fuerza. But to my point, Kyle Boone has turned over a new leaf, and apparently Shiloh has too, which, speaking of Christmas miracles. But
Fuerza's not buying it.
No, and a tornado enziguri. Oh, Fuerza, don't do this. Don't do this! Kyle Boone had to relinquish the title, the Barrie Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, but a year and a half ago because of a fractured skull and a broken neck. And Fuerza targeting it with a neck breaker on the apron, the hardest part of the ring. Boone is... That makes me nervous, Jim. You can see Boone grabbing at his neck. Jim, you and I know how serious head and neck injuries can be, and they never really get better.
Absolutely. Athletes very close to me have had their lives changed by broken necks. It's amazing that Kyle Boone even stepped back into the ring. That's... You hate to see him already clutching that neck.
And Fuerza putting all of his pressure on the neck, working it over, which I can't fault Fuerza for that. He's here to win, regardless of his motives. You know, there's a reason why in the NHL it's an upper body injury or lower body injury. If your opponent knows your weakness, they're going to target it. And another neck breaker from Fuerza. Into a cover, Boone kicks out. That said, though, Fuerza, you can win without shortening his career. Fuerza taunting the Barrie Wrestling crowd. You gotta wonder, Jim, maybe what set Fuerza off isn't just the royal family, but it's the Barrie Wrestling crowd, his crowd, getting behind the royal family.
Well, I mean, he didn't really like the fact that the Barrie Wrestling crowd was happy at all. He looks around the world and he sees chaos, he sees death, he sees disruption, and he doesn't think anyone should be smiling and enjoying themselves. And I get that. I totally get that.
Fuerza, there's just a right way and a wrong way to go about these things.
Exactly, like...
Oh, vicious Irish whip. Collarbone first into the second turnbuckle. It looked like Boone tripped on the way across. The sheer force behind that Irish whip from Fuerza. And then a kip up. El Diablo feeling pretty good about himself.
And it's not silent anymore. That is a chorus of boos raining down on Gabriel Fuerza.
Imagine going back 4 months and telling somebody that the crowd would be behind Kyle Boone in a Boone-Fuerza matchup. But
that's one of the reasons why Gabriel Fuerza feels this way.
Exactly. Kyle Boone, Fuerza sees him as a joker. He sees the Royal Family as clowns. Fuerza going for a drop kick and catching nothing but the outside floor. Fuerza down and out. Good move by Boone to get out of the way, but he sees the Royal Family as jokesters, as clowns, as people who aren't taking things seriously.
Look at Kyle Boone. Like, I don't think he's got all the feeling in that right arm. He's really struggling right now.
Whether it was the shoulder into the turnbuckle or a stinger from his neck or both, Boone is in trouble, and yeah, that right arm is just almost limp, and you can see like everything is off on Boone, and that right hand had very little snap behind it, but starting to bring the feeling back. Boone teeing off on Fuerza, an Irish whip into the corner. But Boone ran into that elbow, a half step slow. What a clothesline from Kyle Boone, and again taking Fuerza down. Both ended the same idea. Fuerza got there first with a boot, and then a headbutt.
That's the thing about Gabriel Fuerza. He's always 3 steps ahead of his opponent.
I think Fuerza did not happen upon the opportunity to take the perfect wave diving European uppercut from Kyle Boone. Incredible, but delayed to get to the cover because of the damage done. Fuerza kicks out. So as I was saying, Fuerza didn't halfway through the match go, oh, I have a chance to target Kyle Boone's neck. He knew he was going to do that before he came down the aisle.
And Kyle Boone, let's take a look here. Absolute great move, but again, you see the way he reacts. He doesn't have full strength in his arm or his shoulder.
That perfect wave diving European uppercut took all that Kyle Boone had, launching himself into Gabriel Fuerza, all of his weight behind that one. Fuerza stirring, Boone trying to get the feeling back. Boone clutching at his neck. Now Boone going for a power slam. Fuerza slips out the back door. Schoolboy roll up. Fuerza's got a handful of tights. Boone kicks out. Fuerza going for a cutter alt delete. Boone counters. Boone going for deep C driver.
Couldn't get all of it though.
And unable to get a full cover.
Yeah, he also didn't connect with that move the way we've become accustomed to Kyle Boone. Absolutely planting guys with it. And he's holding that neck again, Mike.
One thing I noticed, Boone, that top arm which clutches the legs and is really driving on that. Fuerza's legs slipped out. Boone did not have a good grip on that. And turned the deep sea driver into more of almost a body slam type maneuver. Still impressive, but not nearly the impact that we would see if Kyle had use of both his arms. Now, Boone, this is high risk when you're healthy. This is really high risk right now. Boone thankfully landing on his feet. Runs into a drop kick from Fuerza. And now, going for cutter alt delete again, but countered by Boone. Boone, Fuerza didn't go. Caught the foot. Fuerza usually didn't go for a kick there instead of a rake up the eyes.
Oh.
What a cutter alt delete, but instead of a springboard coming up over the top. And now a dragon sleeper. Dragon sleeper from Fuerza.
Look at the pain on Kyle Boone's face.
The neck of Boone. Kyle might have to tap. Kyle missed months, had to relinquish the title because of that neck and head injury. Jimmy fractured his skull.
Gabriel Fuerza does not care.
Boone ducks the clothesline. Uranagi backbreaker from Kyle Boone, but the impact of Fuerza landing on Kyle's knee torqued Boone's neck. Jim, I know people close to you have suffered neck injuries. Is there anything you can do without causing pain when you're recovering from a neck injury?
No. When my son was in the hospital, he had to be immobilized so that he wouldn't move.
And Kyle Boone now in the ring, and Boone beating Fuerza all the way up onto the stage. Boot to the midsection.
No,
Fuerza, don't do this! Fuerza, no!
No!
Fuerza, no! No! Pile driver on the stage! Call for the bell. End the match. It's done. Fuerza, you've done enough. Referee Abiluhu is counting, but this just seems academic.
We need some help out here.
I know Kyle said he didn't want the royal family's help out here, but
They got to get out here to help him. You know how much I admire and respect Gabriel Fuerza, but that's beyond the pall.
Kyle is stirring and taking a pile driver on the stage.
No, just stay down, kid.
You know the royal family's in the back watching on monitors, and their hearts must be in their throats. Kyle,
Don't go
count
back
of
in.
9, beats the count. No. Spike, pile driver, and then a dragon sleeper. Fuerza, it's done. You've done enough. Stop the match. Kyle, just tap out. Look at the torque. Look at the angle. Kyle, Fuerza's not going to stop. You have to tap. Please, Kyle. Oh, Kyle's fading. He's fading. Kyle somehow, some way, is still in this. And he's made his way to the bottom rope. Long live the king.
Fuerza's not releasing the hold. Let go of the man.
Fuerza refusing to release the sleeper hold, the dragon sleeper. Here comes Shiloh. Kyle's unconscious. I think Fuerza's been disqualified. Shiloh checking on Kyle Boone. Here come Musso and Grizzly, and I gotta say I'm glad. I was worried about Fuerza was gonna do to Shiloh. I wouldn't put it past him. You lost, Fuerza. So much for being measured and methodical. I guess I was wrong about you too. What did you prove? What did you prove today, Fuerza? How is this helping the world? It's disgusting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest as a result of a disqualification, weightlifter Kyle Boone.
We need to get Kyle to the hospital. He needs to be checked out. Hey fans, Mike Jeffries here. We'll get to the main event in just a moment. Just wanted to remind you, this Saturday, June 7th, live at the FLCC Arena at 49 Ferris Lane, Gold and Glory 8. Get your tickets by emailing barriewrestling@gmail.com or reach out to us on social media. Don't wait until the last minute. If you show up on day of, you might get turned away. We've been selling out a lot lately. Get your tickets ahead of time. Gold and Glory is one of our longest running shows. It's incredible every year. Multiple title matches. It's going to be awesome. Do not miss it. But now let's go to the main event. Klay Wilson defending his title against Pretty Ricky Willdy. One final match before our summer break. Thank you so much for joining us on Rush Hour. This first season has been awesome. Enjoy this match. I'll see you soon. Fans, we'll give you an update on Kyle Boone as soon as we know more. But right now, unbelievable after all the matches we've had tonight. The biggest match of the night. Pretty Ricky Willdy going for the Barrie Wrestling Championship against Klay Wilson. But Jim, before we get to this match, what do we have coming up next month?
We've got an absolutely huge show on Saturday, January 25th. Front row is almost sold out already, and it's 6 weeks away. You can get tickets at OMG Games and Doug Laurie Sports and Auctions in Barrie, or you can contact Barrie Wrestling through all of our social media channels. That show is going to sell out like this show did. You want to get your tickets? Barrie Wrestling, January 25th. Don't you dare miss it.
If you're watching this on Rogers TV, you live close enough to come to this show. And if you live anywhere in the GTA, Ontario, North Bay, you know what? If you live in Timbuktu, you can still come to our show.
And it's worth the drive from Timbuktu.
Absolutely. And we'd also like to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors who made 2024 so great. Jim mentioned OMG Games and Doug Laurie Sports. Also, Count Out with Mike and Tyler. Sober Sips, if you want to celebrate the holidays and stay sober, check out Sober Sips in Barrie. Domino's Pizza, always bringing the good food. And Last Call Limos, there's a party bus going to Elimination Chamber March 1st. Do that and then come to our show March 8th.
And if we're lucky, this will be last call for that piece of crap.
Klay Wilson, who won the championship by posing as Electrico. He sucked so much the lights just went out for a second. Literally sucking the energy out of the room.
Why is he still wearing that stupid mask?
I would prefer him to keep it on. The less I see of Klay Wilson, the better. If he wants to wrestle in a parka with a hood up and a mask on and hammer pants, I am okay with that. That was also your look in the 70s, wasn't it?
I could rock those hammer pants.
For you, they were just normal pants, weren't they?
No, but they are these days.
Oh, but this match is no laughing matter, Jim. Oh, I lost my sign. I had an if Klay wins, I riot sign. I think it was confiscated by security. They're very intimidated by me.
That's as big of a threat as you giving a lady a good time.
Let's throw to TCO in the ring for the intros.
Introducing first, he is the challenger. Weighing in at 207 pounds, he is the Brantford Rattlesnake, Pretty Ricky Willdy! And his opponent is weighing in at 200 pounds. Hailing from Niagara Falls, Ontario, is your reigning and defending Barrie Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Klay Wilson!
So much at stake for both of these men. Pretty Ricky's been through so much this past year. He's dreamed of getting to this level, to proving that he is one of the best wrestlers in Ontario. Klay Wilson, though, not only is he worrying about defending that title, but he's focused on revenge because it was Pretty Ricky who sent him packing in the Fallout tournament, cost Klay Wilson his job, unfortunately weaseled his way back in.
Wasn't it a beautiful day
It really
when
was.
Klay was fired?
It really, 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 really was.
How long after that was it before you drank with him?
Shut up, Jeffries.
Fans, the future of Barrie Wrestling may be at stake in this matchup. Pretty Ricky and Klay Wilson. And Jim, I find it fitting. Pretty Ricky has been so associated with Christmas here in Barrie Wrestling. He was part of the first ever Christmas Jingle All the Way death match, the first ever tag team death match, Christmas death match. And it was about a year ago at our December show where he lost the tag team championships because he forfeited to save his partner's life. He was then forced to join the royal family back when they were still jerks. And as you said, he went through so much. You know, that airplane spin from Pretty Ricky, so much has led to this point. Even having to overcome incredible odds, winning a 5-on-5 elimination matchup last month to earn this title shot. Ricky over the top with a plancha. And Jim, we also have to say we owe a debt of gratitude to Shiloh for releasing Pretty Ricky from the royal family, releasing him from his contract with them, because no member of the royal family is allowed to challenge Klay Wilson for the title.
That's right, and it looked dim because no current champ, no former heavyweight champ were allowed to challenge. Looked like Klay Wilson had cleared his slate, but Shiloh outthought him, and here we are, Pretty Ricky getting the biggest opportunity of his lifetime.
And Pretty Ricky, usually somebody known for fun and games. He was part of our match back in July at Summer Brawl, the 2 out of 3 Falls Beach Blast matchup. He's been part of Wild Rovers matches. This is a very dead serious Brantford Rattlesnake.
Well, as much fun as Ricky likes to have, it kind of bugs him when people don't take him seriously as a wrestler. And as we saw when they won the tag team titles, Pretty Ricky is an elite level grappler.
Absolutely. Pretty Ricky battling with Klay through the crowd. Referee Brad Myers giving a lot of leeway. Jim, as far as I know, this is not a no DQ matchup.
No, but both men are given as good as they are getting, and I admire Brad Myers and appreciate him letting these two men settle it mano a mano.
Pretty Ricky getting a little bit of help from the crowd. Me next, Ricky, me next!
We are all that little girl right now, every single one of us.
Ricky, Jim, Tyler, and I also want to punch Klay. I don't think he can hear me. Ricky pounding on Klay Wilson. Give him one for me, Ricky. And Jim, I just realized something. Pretty Ricky has been a 3 Pistols champion. He's been a 4 North Tag champion. If he wins tonight, he joins the illustrious group of Triple Crown champions here in Barrie, which I believe is just Von Vertigo, Mark Wheeler, and Gabriel Fuerza.
That is correct.
Think about all the incredible talent we've had here. In 10 years, only 3 Triple Crown winners. Ricky looking to become the 4th and back body drop onto the chairs.
His chances of achieving that rare feat just dropped significantly.
You could hear the air rush out of his lungs. Klay dragging Ricky over to us, up on the stage.
No, we've already seen too much here.
Oh, no. No, Klay. Oh!
He is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh, I could hear the wind.
He just shoved a child.
I could hear the air leaving Pretty Ricky's. That was a sick noise. I don't know if it came through for all of you watching at home. Oh. Klay Wilson now dragging Ricky by the shirt.
Ricky's just moaning in pain.
Clubbing blow to the back. I don't know how Pretty Ricky can breathe right now. Right hand in the midsection, and the left hand. Oh, and Klay sent into the guardrail. Ricky needing to create some distance. Face first into the ring post. Do it again, Ricky. Ricky, what are you doing? Oh, no. Ricky
could have suffered a serious injury there.
Ricky landing groin first and then getting his knee caught on the guardrail.
Yeah, and as painful as the former is, it's the latter that really worries me in terms of Pretty Ricky.
Back suplex onto the apron.
But here's the thing. Ricky has such a unique connection.
Oh, hold on. Thank goodness. Pretty Ricky kicks out. Sorry, Jim.
That's okay. Ricky has such a great connection, a unique connection with the Barrie Wrestling faithful. He's never out of any match. You know, in 10 years, the only person I can think of that thrived on this crowd's energy to the same degree was the legendary Lionel Knight.
Black Lavender Lionel Knight, arguably the most popular wrestler in Barrie Wrestling history. And Pretty Ricky, I'll be honest, he's right up there with them.
It's a 1A, 1B situation, and you know how much I love Lionel Knight.
And Pretty Ricky fans, when we were doing our 10th anniversary show, I got to interview a bunch of the talent and ask them, first memories, favorite memories of Barrie Wrestling. Ricky said his goal was just to get on the poster. His first match with us is one of the wildest matches in the history of anything ever. Falls count anywhere in Barrie. I believe it's on our YouTube, the one camera footage we had. They battled for multiple city blocks. There was a sharpshooter in the middle of a road.
I know, I had the microphone in the middle of the road, Mike Jeffries.
And it might not be top 5 for craziest things Pretty Ricky's been involved with here in Barrie.
He murdered my tag team partner. But he's still my guy.
Yeah, but you forgive him.
I do. How can you stay mad at me?
Suplex from Klay Wilson. Oh, thank Ricky again kicks out. Jim, I have to say, if I had to choose between Klay Wilson winning tonight and Santa being beaten to a pulp in front of these children, it's going to be a bad night for Santa.
Well, and here's the thing. As much as we dislike Klay Wilson, as vile as he is as a human being, he is one of the best wrestlers on the planet right now. He takes his opponents apart. He is ruthless. He is aggressive. And Ricky is suffering right now because Klay Wilson wants to make him suffer.
If you look up doing anything for a win, Klay Wilson's smug face is right beside it in the dictionary. Oh. Knee to the face. Klay Wilson, he tried to literally buy a win. Anthony Musso, who thankfully has a spine, rolled him up, and that led to Klay Wilson being fired, which is the greatest moment in the history of everything.
But that's not because he couldn't win. He's just a lazy cheat. When he applies himself, he can beat anybody. That's why he's the Barrie Wrestling champion. He's got it up here. He's got it in technical skill. He's just a lazy jerk.
He just spit in Ricky's face.
He's vile.
Klay would rather climb a tree and cheat than stay on the ground and fight honestly.
Yes. Absolutely.
Actually, he'd probably pay somebody to climb the tree. Klay with the Irish whip, and then a shot to the throat. Ricky's back and ribs, and honestly, Jim, as Ricky kicks out again, I don't know if there's a part on Pretty Ricky that is not aching right now.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Fans are throwing paper airplanes at Klay Wilson for crying out loud.
Earlier, we saw Reverso as a challenger targeting a single body part, using that to his advantage. But you're right, with Klay, he's targeted every single centimeter of Pretty Ricky. There's not a part of Ricky that's not hurting right now. There's not a part that is at 100% because Klay Wilson's just beating the crap out of him.
Fans, to recap, Reverso is the new Three Pistols champion. The Royal Family, the longest reigning tag team champs. But Kyle Boone may have suffered a serious neck injury at the hands of Gabriel Fuerza. Josh Alexander lost his final matchup, but none of that matters right now. He's Rickying up. That Bradford Rattlesnake is feeling the venom.
And the fans are feeling it with him.
Big right hand. And another big right hand. And again. And again. And again. Klay sends into the ropes. Ricky lays him out with that diving double axe handle. Pretty Ricky calling all the Rickamaniacs. Up onto the second rope. He's going up top. If he hits this, it's going to be a Merry Christmas. Call on all the Rickamaniacs for the Rickamarole! Right where Klay Wilson's heart would be.
Ricky. Cover him, Ricky.
He can't, though. Ricky, come on.
There's that effective strategy by Klay Wilson. When your whole body aches, you can't move.
Klay looks like he doesn't know where he's at.
The crowd is feeling it.
Oh, I think I know what Ricky's going for. This could be it. The move they got Klay Wilson fired. No! Oh. Right in Brad's beautiful bald head.
Klay Wilson remembering how he lost his job. He had that well scouted, got out of the way, and look at this.
Top tier DDT.
Brad Myers is out cold. Sean Gibson trying to get a referee into this. Take a look at this. Shades of the Fallout tournament, but Brad Myers suffers what Klay Wilson felt.
Abby Lou Who appropriately coming out to officiate a match with our Grinch. No disrespect to Stratosphere. Klay, code breaker off the second rope into a cover. Klay Wilson's gonna retain. Hey! Ricky kicked out! My heart just grew 3 sizes.
Yes, but one man is standing and the other man is writhing on the mat in pain.
Klay Wilson looks shocked. What? You piece of garbage!
What is wrong with that man? Heavy fines are in Klay Wilson's future.
He just laid out referee Abby. And there's the move that got Brad Myers, that Klay Wilson fired. Sean gives it to the ring. 1, 2, 3. Pretty Ricky does it. Pretty Ricky does it.
The rattlesnake has been unleashed. Pretty Ricky Willdy is the champion.
Here is your winner, and Boone, Barrie Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Pretty Ricky Willdy.
That Cretan Klay Wilson is beside himself. The fans mocking him. Look, everyone is on their feet for your Barrie Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Pretty Ricky Willdy.
I'm on my feet. It's a Merry Christmas. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. The Grinch has been defeated. And the move that got Klay Wilson fired is now the move that made Pretty Ricky Willdy the Barrie Wrestling Champion. You're not just on the poster, you're the champ. Thank you so much from the entire Barrie Wrestling team for joining us on Rush Hour. This is the Season 1 finale, and what a way to end it. Pretty Ricky Willdy is the new Barrie... Wait a minute, that's Shane Saber. What's he doing in the ring?